Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, members of council, our management team. Welcome to our public meeting of council for the town of Stephenville for this date, January 27, 2022. It is 7:01 p.m. I would ask the councilor to move that we adopt the agenda as circulated.
So moved.
Moved by Councilor Lenny Tiller, seconder.
I second.
Second by Councilor Myra White. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 2 is the approval of the minutes, our previous minute meetings, which was 2 weeks ago on January the 13th. Those minutes were circulated via the town clerk and through email. I would ask somebody move that those minutes be adopted.
So moved.
Moved by Councilor Laura Aylward, seconder.
I second it, Tracy.
Second by Councilor Tracy Boland. All in favor?
Aye.
Contramind?
Aye.
Hey, was there a contramind there, or that was all yeas? All yeas.
Yay.
Okay, motion carried. Are there any matters arising from the minutes? Nope, no matters arising. Okay, no proclamations and delegations. Sometimes we may read them because we're virtual, but often before COVID, we had a lot of proclamations that were held during our public meetings and had members of that group or committee sit in our audience at our public meetings. But I don't believe we have anything. Is that correct, Jennifer?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to our committee reports now. Turn it over to item number 5.1, and I'll turn it to our Chair of Finance, Councilor Myra White.
Hi, good evening. The number one item on our agenda tonight is the property tax. It was the recommendations of the Finance Committee that property tax write-offs totaling $19,526.28 be approved. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Myra White, seconder.
I second it, Tracy.
Second by Councilor Tracy Boland. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Contramind? I got the aye from Tristan. Motion carried.
Item number 2, water and sewer tax. It was a recommendation of the Finance Committee that water and sewer tax adjustment in the amount of $2,961.60 be approved. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second by Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow. I seen that hand go up first. All in favor?
Aye.
Contramind? All good. Motion carried.
Item number 3, remission of tax. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that remission of tax in the amount of $430.64 be approved. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Myra White, seconder.
I'll second.
Second by Councilor Lenny Tiller. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item number 4, business tax. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that business tax adjustments in the amount of $1,124 be approved. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second by Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow. All in favor?
Aye.
Contramind?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item number 5, a request advertising 22nd Veteran Service Recognition Book, the Royal Canadian Legion Newfoundland and Labrador Command's 22nd Anniversary Edition. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that the town of Stephenville purchase a half-page advertisement in the amount of $705, taxes included, in the Royal Canadian Legion Veterans Service Recognition Book. I so move.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second by
Second.
Councilor. Before I call for the vote, I just want to say that We have a Royal Canadian Legion that's very active in the community, very supportive of veterans, veterans that have passed, veterans that are present, and those serving members now in modern conflicts. And we have a strong tradition in this province of serving king and country or queen and country in our early days. We've been, remember, here for 500 years. But the earliest recognition of our first overseas contingent was in 1776, when 139 Newfoundlanders sailed from Newfoundland to Quebec City to help Canada fight off the Americans. And it was an epic battle that took place. And they say in the record books that if it were not for those 139 Newfoundlanders, there may not be a Canada today. So a little bit of history and supporting our Legion. So all in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carried.
Thank you, Tom, for that little additional information. Item number 7, I'm sorry, number 6, request for a grant. The Stephenville Historic French Culture Association. It was a recommendation of the Finance Committee that the town of Stephenville give a grant in the amount of $5,000 to the Stephenville Historic French Cultural Association, founding family exhibits in the amount of $5,000 to the I must be repeating myself. I'm practicing here this evening. Thank you. I'll reread it. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that the town of Stephenville give a grant in the amount of $5,000 to the Stephenville Historic French Cultural Association, founding members exhibit 2022 for video production. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councillor Lenny Taylor. I'd just like to speak on this just for a moment. I was so pleased to see this request come in, and it's part of our tourism development with the Stephenville Cultural Destination Committee. There was 3 key categories that were identified in the early years, over 7 years ago, that had to be promoted because of their immense cultural identity in the region, but also from a tourism and an economic reason. One was our strong indigenous Mi'kmaq culture that existed here, and we've seen evidence of growth on that cultural side. Our friendly invasion, the impact of our U.S. Air Force on our town, and still has a big impact today. They have been doing very well, but the Acadian, rich French, Francophone identity here in our town. Remember, we were once called the Acadian Village. So to see this group come together, incorporate, and it's a perfect timing. 2022 is going to be a come home year. Having a professional video done that's promoting Stephenville and its unique French culture will pay dividends to our business, our community, and our residents. So on that note, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carried.
Item number 7, MMSB Community Waste Diversion Project Funding Contribution Agreement. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that the town of Stephenville enter into an agreement with Multi-Materials Stewardship Board, MMSB, to carry out approved composting project in the town of Stephenville. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, seconder.
I second it, Tracy.
Second by Councillor Tracy Boland. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item number 9, rescinded motion number 21-144, public meeting May the 6th, 2021. It is the recommendation of the Finance Committee that the town of Stephenville rescind motion number 21-114 to purchase crew cab 4x4 pickup truck. Due to the vehicle inventory, the purchase was not completed. I so move.
Moved by
Second.
Councillor Myra White, second by Councillor Laura Aylward. All in favor?
Aye.
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 I think we skipped one,
Not
Yeah, you
again.
missed number 8.
number 8, yeah.
Yeah.
I had it
Okay.
highlighted and everything. Sorry about that. Item number 8, property tax subdivision agreement. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that land developers with a signed subdivision agreement with the town of Stephenville be exempt from paying property tax on unsold building lots effective January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2024. I so move.
Moved by
second.
Councillor Myra White, second by Councillor Tracy Bowen. I'd just like to say that this is an extension on a 2-year motion that the previous council had put in place, and it allows the developers an opportunity or an incentivized opportunity from council to help them with their subdivision on lots that are not sold. As we well know, with COVID and so forth, they are trying times in business. So I think it's a good move on council, and it shows how closely we are working with our business community. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Number 11, request for financial support for the ground search and rescue. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that the ground search and rescue be authorized to invoice gas for their daily operations on the town's petroleum account for 2022 calendar year. I so move.
Moved by
I second.
Councillor Myra White, second by Councillor Tracy Bowen. I just want to say too, we can't say enough for our volunteers at Ground Search and Rescue. They are there for when they're most needed, when there's imminent danger and possible loss of life that could happen. And whether that's a snowmobiler in the Lewis Hills on a -30 wind chill, or that's somebody that's drifted off on a boat with a lost engine or lost paddles. And there's so many stories and roles that they have played. But, you know, it goes to show how good they are, too, is when they step forward new community events, such as our Christmas adventure on Main Street, our car shows. They're always there. They're volunteers. And this goes to show that we as council support them. And part of their fundraising is just that, fundraising. And as we well know, in the last 2 years, a lot of community groups have really had a hard time when it comes to financial revenues, whether it's a curling club, whether it's ground search and rescue, and we have helped these groups as a municipality, and they're our friends, they're our neighbors, but they're our community. So it's a really good move on behalf of council. So on that note, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carried.
And did we miss another one, or did I miss it? Number 10?
No,
No,
that
there's
was,
2 different ones.
Yeah.
Was for the gas, and there's another motion there for
Oh,
the
no,
light
see-
bill.
No, the approval for tender for the crew cab truck. I think we approved to rescind, but did we then
Yes.
do the reapproval?
yeah, that's my bad. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to put me back to school.
No, this is just a test. I feel so good that I'm passing it.
Okay, great. Item number 10, approval to tender crew cab 4x4 pickup truck. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that the town of Stephenville approved to purchase a new crew cab 4x4 pickup truck as per Public Procurement Act. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, second by Councillor Lenny Tiller. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item number 12. Request for financial support, ground search and rescue. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that the town of Stephenville will provide a quarterly grant to the search and rescue to reimburse light bill expenses at the property located at 9 St. Clair Avenue for the 2022 calendar year. I so move.
I
Moved by
second.
Councillor Myra White, second by Councillor Tracy Bowen. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carried.
Item number 13, non-water and sewer connection fees. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that the town of Stephenville will waive water and sewer connection fees in the amount of $1,500 on the parcel of land on Minnesota Drive designated for the Newfoundland Aboriginal Women's Network Housing Initiative as per motion 20-366. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Laura. Councillor White. Seconder.
Second.
Second by Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, is there anything late on finance? Chair of Finance, Councillor White.
No, we do not have anything that came in late.
Okay, thank you very much. That was a long agenda.
Yeah.
Susan, our planning and traffic, and Laura, our committee. No, you're on finance. Sorry, Susan. But Laura, this is a very short for Tristan and Tracy on your committee. This is a very short agenda. We only have one item.
Yeah.
So she's all first.
It is.
Can you hear me now, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we only have one item on planning, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First item and only item, Town of Stephenville Winter Carnival 2022. Was the recommendation of the Planning and Traffic Committee that the Town of Stephenville Winter Carnival will be held from February 24th to March 1st, 2022. Councillor Boland and Councillor Hewlin will be representatives on the Winter Carnival Committee. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Laura Aylward, seconder.
Second.
Second by Councillor Lenny Tiller. Yeah, Tracy, would you like to give an update on some of the plans for Winter Carnival?
Sure. So basically, we are still in the planning right now with the committee, but we plan a lot of outdoor events, like maybe some sliding events to horseshoe races, to we are planning the theme is going to be love. And so we're asking all houses and businesses to decorate their houses and businesses in hearts to show their love for their town, their community, and for Winter Carnival. So, and we plan to do a live video where you can register with the town of Stephenville if you want to be maybe featured in this video. We're going to go around filming a lot of the people in our community. So it's going to be really good. Looking forward to it.
Wonderful. I love the theme. Love. Obviously, you can't go wrong. They say most of the number 1 hit songs in the world had the word love in it. So it's a powerful.
Yeah, everyone needs a little love in their life.
Got that right. So anyways, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Anything late, Councillor Laura Aylward?
Nothing that I'm aware of, Mr. Mayor. There
So-
was one item. I think that's a record for us. I don't recall ever having one on item.
And just for the new councillors, and I'm not sure if we brought this up, but and starting in the new year, Jennifer and Mike, we always get a printout that's circulated to council of all permits that come through the town of Stephenville, so we can review them. The only permits that come through in planning are for commercial permits, but all residentials, building a deck and stuff like that doesn't, because it meets all the regulations. But internally, we still get that communicated to council, so we're informed about what's happening from a development perspective, whether it's 100 new decks being built in Stephenville or 10 new houses. So we'll look forward to getting that from management and staff. Anything in bylaws and regulations, Jennifer?
There is nothing.
Okay. Unfinished business? Any new business? I've got one.
Yeah, I just got one.
Okay, you go ahead.
Oh, I just want to report a couple of things from our meeting this morning with the Healthcare Action Committee. a couple of good things was Dr. French will be starting to do cataracts here in Stephenville again. There was problems with the equipment that had to be repaired or replaced. So
Oh, good.
so he'll be continuing. He'll be starting up again very soon. And the other thing is the lab is open again for blood work by appointments for the residents.
Excellent.
Awesome.
And
Yeah.
Tom, if you want to say a couple of things on that, because you have a little bit more in your head right now than I got. I don't have my notes in front of me, but there was a lot of positive things came out of that meeting.
Yeah.
Regarding recruitment of doctors and so on, and also we had a good turnout of senior people from Western Health, and it was an excellent meeting. We kept it at an hour because we knew that like Dr. McComsky was there, Dr. Rajli was there, and we knew that these doctors had appointments coming up. They had to call their patients and stuff. So it was a good meeting. So Tom, if you want to go in, and Myra attended the meeting as well.
So first of all, I want to thank Laura for being our iconic counselor and our Mr. Thomas Roddick Hospital, I often call her, because she has been a champion on healthcare and helped educate former councils and this council as we move forward. But I think the greatest thing that's happening is we have some really good momentum happening about ensuring that our physicians and specialists and the complement that's required at Thomas Roddick Hospital is finally, it appears to have some traction and we're moving in the right direction. But it's because this council has been so proactive and establishing meetings with recruitment people, the board of directors, the healthcare accord, Minister Haggie. We have been doing our job as a council, and because of that, we have solid communication, solid collaboration, and because we have stepped forward also with a robust recruitment and retention package, these indicators are actually proven to be significant dividends to our community. Healthcare is our #1 issue in this town. You can rest assured. So when the Dr. McComskys and Dr. Rashley and the senior executive team and the chair of the board of trustees of Western Health are endorsing everything we're doing as a council, it just reiterates how important this file is, but how important each and every one of you counselors are in supporting these initiatives and being so proactive. So I got to say that I was really pleased with the meeting today, and we're going to continue working. We've got some new physicians and specialists that's in the wing about arriving into the Stephenville Sir Thomas Roddick Hospital. So good times ahead.
So Tom, when the other comment I'd like to make is that we're gonna, if we don't have a welcome wagon ready for when they come in, the counselors are gonna have, even the men, you're gonna have to put your dress on and help us out. And I'd like to give Laura a round of applause because she's very respected by all of these people that she's speaking to. And I must say I was very impressed with the meeting today. So hats off to you, Laura.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much. I got one that I wanted to bring up. Last fall, we wrote the various ministers in government, and we identified key subject areas that we felt we needed to speak to those ministers about that had impact in Stephenville. And for example, accessibility in the courthouse with Minister Abbott. Healthcare with Minister Haggie. So we have a meeting with Minister Haggie next week, and the different ministers are over the next few months. We anticipate to have either a Zoom or a real-time meeting with those ministers. There was one attempt with Minister Dempsey to meet with council, but with some scheduling difficulties, that didn't happen. But one thing I want to bring up is, and Jennifer, if you could make a note, when we set the agenda, when we receive a response from, I believe, Minister Elvis Lovelace, who's the Minister of Transport, that the off-ramp on the Trans-Canada Highway eastbound on Route 460 is a death trap. It's there was some major accidents this past month. And I know it's a death trap because I've drove that hundreds of times. But every time I come off of that ramp, it's not natural. And I'm nervous. And coming into that off ramp was an engineering disaster and was a problem. So I think we really need to put that on the agenda, and we got to get government to fix that off ramp. It's been there for 20, 30 years, and there's been accident after accident after accident, and we need to put the pressure on government to have their engineers rework that and get that fixed, because we don't want any more fatalities.
Yes.
Agree.
Agree. And the light
Yeah.
on Indian Head.
Yes, and that's on the agenda, actually, Laura, when
Yeah.
we sent the letter. Yeah.
Yeah.
So any other new business? We're almost finished. Yeah, go ahead, Councillor Tiller.
I'll just make one comment as I usually do. I'd like to welcome all the students back to school this week. It's been quite a 2 years for every student that goes to school and staff, and it's nice to see a little bit of normalcy and simplicity again, and seeing these kids go back to school every day. So welcome back. It's good to see everybody back. As someone who works in education, it's nice to be back.
Yes, it is. Nice to see them back.
And you know, not in all cases, but are some cases that sometimes the best part of a child's day may be those few hours in school.
Absolutely.
And because we have a school system that is so focused on the health and safety of children, we have food programs in the school, and we know the cost of food, and some families who just can't afford sometimes the appropriate amount of food for their children. And that's so unfortunate. But just the friendships and the safety that exists, it's so important for children. And like I say, not in all cases, but in some cases, it could be the best 5 hours of their day.
Yeah, absolutely.
So on that note, I want to also reach out to say the guardian angels and what we're doing as a council. Like we've got a lot of passion, we got a lot of empathy as a council, and but we got a lot of drive too when it comes to economic development. And we know that this town's going to be better off 3 years from now when we close out this council. So let's keep working hard, everybody, working with management. We got a good management team, good workers. We got a beautiful town, and I'm just very proud to be part of it.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
Yeah.
So on that note, I would ask a member of this prestigious council to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Oh, the most prestigious, should I say?
Yeah.
Okay, moved by Councillor Laura Elward, seconder.
I second it,
Oh.
Tracy.
Second by Councillor Tracy Boland. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carried. Thank you very much for attending virtually. Hopefully in 2 weeks' time, we're back live in our chamber with coffee in front of us and
Woohoo.
working for the citizens of our great town.
Here.
Here, here.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.